So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to week 9 of MicroBiz. Week 9. Where have the weeks gone? 3 weeks left. It's pretty scary, isn't it? Pretty scary. So today we're going to be looking at paid media, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I thought it was just worth, just before we begin, is to talk about the pitches last week. Thank you to everybody who pitched. I know it's not easy, especially if you're not used to it. And I know also, obviously, seeing me, Rabina, Steve, Lizzie, you know, those ugly looking faces staring back at you, scrutinizing. Not easy either. Sorry, Lizzie, you've got a lovely face. I know it's not easy either. So I thank you so much for that. I appreciate all that. General feedback is, yeah, great pitches. You have vastly improved since the first one. Now, bearing in mind, it's only been 3 weeks. You've greatly improved. And the good thing for us is that you are more aware of your business now. You're more aware of what it needs to do, what it needs to be. So that's great. I think some of you are obviously ahead of the game more than others. And if I was to say, and I don't want to get any negative here, a slight concern is that some of you have still got a lot of work to do to get that MicroBiz to a level where you can actually start trading. I'm hoping that when you start meeting with your mentors, that should inspire and push you forward as well. I'm also very conscious that we've all got things going on outside of this, you know, with studies and work and so forth and family stuff. So I get all that as well. This is not me telling anybody off. It's just some of you just need to just step up a gear to get other stuff done in time. All right. And the other thing I'll say to you is, and I'll say this to everybody, you need to believe in yourselves. Some of you came across really confident. Some of you came across a little bit kind of unsure. This is your business. So you've got to live and breathe and believe it. Yeah. It's a great time now. If there's anything you're unsure about, we can fix it. We can work on it. Yeah. But if anybody's there thinking, you know what, I'm really not sure, this is what it's all about. This journey. It's not just you. We all go through this. So just believe more in yourselves is what I think I'm going to say to that. Yeah. Does that sound fair enough to everybody? Good stuff, nodding heads. Okay, so I think what we'll do is, it feels like ages since we've last been together. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but it feels like a long time. And I think because I've had guests in the room as well, it's always a bit kind of different. So I think what I'll do is, let's start. I just want to go around the room and find out where everybody is at the moment, where everybody is, where we're up to. And anybody want to share any challenges or issues they're facing? I just want to get a feel for where we are at the moment, okay? So looking on my screen here, I've got Kevin first.
Hi, Simon. I think after the pitch last week and the first pitch, I think I'm starting to focus in a little bit more on what it is that I am creating and what it is I need to put by the wayside for the time being. I'm going to take a little bit of a pause in actually the business part of it, and I think I'm quite close to being ready to launch, albeit I still need to find supplies and things like that. It's just my dissertation's due in about 4 weeks, so I'm going to prioritize that for 4 weeks, albeit keeping one foot in the camp and working away a little bit on this. But then after that, I see it as an opportunity to actually really push ahead quite quickly. So yeah, I think I'm almost ready, if I'm being honest.
Brilliant. I mean, yeah, as I said earlier, I'm very conscious that it's that funny time of year where I know a lot of us have got end of year project work, dissertations, all that kind of thing as well. You know, so, and I'm no position to stand in and say, no, forget all that, just get on with this, because obviously that's what's important at the moment, and I get all that, yeah. I just don't want anybody to lose that momentum that we've built up in the group as well. Good, thanks, Kevin. Josh?
Yes, so at the minute I'm just kind of looking to like what materials I'm going to use for my products, then go into how that's going to be manufactured and where and everything like that. That's kind of where I'm at the minute.
Okay, have you made any contact with any manufacturers yet, or have you had any meetings or any have you kind of conversation?
I've been emailing a few, but with my mentor, we had like a specialist from the university talked to us yesterday with
Right.
materials and mentioned stuff like that. So it's just which direction I'm going from there, really.
Okay. How sure are you, just to put you on the spot, you think you'll have something ready by week 12? Or does that still look a long way off?
Probably be a bit longer than that because how like getting it all sorted, it's a bit of a longer process, I think. I think I'll have all the business sides of it. I think it'll just be like the supplying things that'll be later.
Fab. That's cool. Lucy.
So with mine, I guess it's just kind of trying to figure out what makes it unique and trying to put like my own identity into the brand and that, because it's a digital marketing brand, but the problem is there's so many of them, and I'm trying to figure out what makes it unique is the main problem that I'm just trying to figure out at the moment. So that's about it, really.
Oh, that's cool. And in fairness to Lucy and Alan, who's not here, the one person who keeps going on about mentors is me, and meet your mentor, get sorted. And yeah, I'm Lucy and Alan's mentor, and we've not met yet, and that's my fault, not Lucy's fault. So we're having a meeting after this, aren't we? Just practice what you preach and all that. Michael. Oh, microphone on, Michael.
Yeah, for me, I've been trying to contact the technician for the labs, but it's kind of difficult because he has no email and it's hard to access the building since it's locked. So there's a bit of a sticky situation. But so far, I've got like the raw materials for the product. I just need to machine it. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, brilliant. Good stuff. Thanks, Michael. Zane?
Can you hear me now, yeah?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Mine's just getting a sample. So obviously, like I said, I've got my designs. Just getting a sample from, I think it's from China. I'm going to go first. Test it, wash it, everything, iron it, see if all the product's right. And then we'll go from there. But if not, I've got another guy who can go with too. So I'm just testing at the moment.
Okay. Again, a question for you. How soon are you off from it being launched and ready to go to market?
If the sample's right from China, I can obviously order in bulk. I've got my packaging. Obviously, your website needs tweaking a little bit. I've spoke to Jason about it.
Yes, he said he had a good meeting with you. Yeah.
We had a good chat to be honest yesterday. So it could be a possibility. So if the product's right from that manufacturer. Brilliant. So it is up there.
Have you looked at any UK manufacturers?
Yes, I have, but obviously with money wise, it's quite expensive. But that is something I've looked at, and we spoke about Jason. Jason said obviously you pay for what you get, really. So in that sense, I have been looking at that, but I'm going to go through them, and then I'm going to see what happens. Okay,
good stuff. David.
Yeah, I think I'm in a similar position as to probably some other people, like you say, in regards to the fact of studies alongside it with the dissertation and whatnot. But I've done kind of the bulk load per se of my studies, and I've now kind of broken down into a lot more smaller chunks. So I'm doing like an hour and 2 a day on the morning of my studies, and now in the afternoon that's dedicated to any personal development in my business per se. And that's something that I'm kind of doing because then it's so much easier to break down. So the only other thing that I need to do now is, or the thing that I'm working on, is creating some initial content, media content to push out and create that brand, and just adapting the website. The website layout and whatnot's there. It's just that the brand identity needs a bit of a spruce up per se, and it just needs to just be a little bit fine tweaked. So site's probably looking at about a week, and then probably the content around that about a week and a half to be pushed and kind of uploaded with that one.
Okay, good stuff. So we are all moving in the right direction, which is great. We're all making progress. Is there anybody I have missed? I'm just looking on my list here. Anybody who's not got the camera on? Anybody I've missed? I think it's everybody, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, as I say, for me, we've got 3 weeks left. I want you to get as much out of this as possible. Obviously, it's not the case that when we finish in 3 weeks, that's the end of it. We can give you as much support as we possibly can, but obviously we need your buy-in as well with that. So we'll talk more about this. And obviously, 3 weeks is a long time, so we can get so much stuff done. Brilliant, good stuff. Okay, quick question for you all. Anybody got these kind of stumbling blocks or issues, or where you feel you're stuck at the moment? No. Okay. So it's just a case of just getting on and doing it, yeah? Fab. Okay. Okay, good stuff. Well, fix meetings up with your mentors, obviously. That's what they're there for. They're there to help you, there to support you, yeah? And likewise, next week, we're going to have another one of our roundtable meetings again. So this is where we can sit around and talk about some of the issues and so forth and share it and that. So, yeah, still plenty of opportunities to talk and stuff, okay? Let me now flick over to this week's slides. Have we had a look at the slides for this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Can everybody see my screen okay? If you can't, say no. Okay. So we're in the launch phase now. And we've been looking at, 2 weeks ago, we looked at the owned and earned media. And today we're going to look at paid media. And I hope you've been giving some thought to the owned and earned, what aspects you're going to include within your marketing funnel. And we're going to look at this concept of the marketing and sales funnel again at the end of this session. But thinking about what can be used, and bearing in mind, we're trying to keep this as lean as possible. Yeah. We're trying to get as lean as possible. We're trying to test our marketing. We're trying to test our market, test our product. So we need to keep as lean as possible and use as much of the free tools and the free resource that we can use, rather than plowing our money into expensive stuff. Now, on that note, the most expensive in all this is, of course, paid media. Exactly as it sounds, it's anything that you pay for. And you can see here on the slide, I've listed a whole range of things that we can pay for. And in the truest sense, I suppose you can say, like traditional marketing, paid media is where you're buying advertising space in essence. You're buying advertising space on the search engines, you're buying it on social media platforms. Obviously, you can buy it on media outlets such as radio, TV, and billboards, that kind of thing, yeah. We can also pay people, and we touched on this a few weeks back, who can be influential to our reach, our brand. They can extend our brand reach. And those are the paid influencers. But again, as I said last time, be very wary who you work with, and whatever you do, don't be paying large sums of cash yet. You've got to build up that relationship first with that influencer. You've got to understand what they can do for you as much as you can do for them and so forth. So be very mindful. And I think, as I mentioned also, we're not seeing the kind of the big influencer being as powerful now, the celebrity influencers. We're tending to move towards more with the micro influencer. So think about specific people in your industry you can target who can potentially be influential for your business and your brand. Think about the kind of websites and the social media platforms and channels that you look at. Is there anybody in there who has a fairly consistent following? Have got a fairly large network. Can they work with you? Can you work with them? And that's when I look at influencers. And then obviously sponsored and boosted content. So the benefits is we have a huge reach. The beauty of paid media is we can be very specific about the metrics we want to purchase. So you can see I've talked about target audience. Funny enough, I was booking some Facebook advertising this morning, and the back end of Facebook, their advertising engine is very sophisticated. We can literally, we can break down those demographics in terms of male, female, age. We can look at stuff like cultures and religions. We can look at where they're located geographically, what their interests are. We can really be very specific. And the one thing I say, especially with social media when we're paying for advertising, is don't go for mass market, mass audience. Facebook's very clever at trying to guide us to spend more money. Of course it is, that's how it makes its business. But ultimately, I would rather be marketing to, say, 100 people who I know tick all my target audience boxes, all those parameters we talked about in the early stages of MicroBiz, yeah, than trying to take on everybody and trying to encompass everybody in my target audience. The more niche, the more specific we can be, the more value we will gain from our paid media. Simple as that. So it's Google Click Ads or whether you're buying advertising space on Facebook, try and be as specific as possible when you're breaking down your audience. Obviously, the drawbacks in here, it can be incredibly costly. And trust me, it's one of those things that you think, okay, I'll just set it up, I'll see how it goes. And then a few days go by, I'm not getting the traction I need. Should I throw more money at it? Or should I just keep it going? For me, if it ain't working in 2-3 days, come away, reevaluate, review, and maybe try something different. I've seen so many small businesses who are ploughing hundreds, not even thousands of pounds into their paid marketing, paid media, getting very little back, and yet are in this state of fear because if they come away from it, they're fearing that they're just going to lose that momentum. And really, if it ain't working and it's costing you, come away. Okay? As it's on here as well, difficult to measure direct results, especially offline. You know, this is the beauty of digital media and why I encourage us to try and use more digital media tools rather than the traditional types such as radio, TV, billboards, that kind of thing. Digital is so much more measurable and it's so much more agile, which means that if things aren't working for us, we can change it pretty quickly. If we book an advert in a magazine or a TV or radio, usually there's a big lead time, 6 to 8 weeks prior to it being broadcast or appearing anywhere, and we can't pull it. Once that's gone out there, it's done. Once it goes out into our audience, that's it, it's out there. So for me, digital media is so much more flexible, agile, and in these early stages of joining our business, if you are going to invest in paid media, I would try and stick as much as digital as you can. So we've looked at owned, earned, and paid. And for me, as I say, I'll be using a combination of all those. Combination. Mainly relying on the stuff that's free or the stuff that I can do myself. But ultimately, when we are planning our owned, earned, and paid, we need to be thinking about our target audience. And again, that relates back to the research we did early doors when we were looking at what kind of media they consume, where they hang out. The more niche again they be, the more cost effective it can be. And also consider at each point of the funnel, which leads me nicely onto this little model, which we've looked at already. And this breaks down the customer journey. We all go through this. And it can be something that's rapid, really fast, or something that can last for months, if even years, especially if we're selling to other businesses and business to business. This process can be quite long. But hopefully what will help you, especially as you come to that launch stage, is to map out each level. What happens next in your customer sales and marketing funnel? What do we want people to do next? Where do we want people to lead? So at this point, I'm going to go back to you guys. I'm going to open up to the room. Does anybody want to talk about their funnel? Have we got anybody got a planned funnel at the moment? What that looks like, especially in terms of launch?
I've got mine, but I'll give you a second. I'll get it open. It's on the pitch. I'm really get it open.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you want to share it?
Yeah. One on now. I'll just share my second. There we go. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah. So I would like images on here, but it's fine. So initially I had to have interaction in terms of posts within Facebook groups or other Lego Facebook groups, and my own Facebook group. But mainly it'll be for originally other Facebook groups because those have the following to start off with.
Yeah.
Later on down the line, direct targeted adverts, that's your paid media that obviously you mentioned there. But I want to take advantage of the free first and take much efficiency out of that as possible. Build then up that kind of interest as such. I need the marketing copy to kind of include the consumer pain points. So they're going to be attracted and interested. So that's going to be the endless hours of fun and the affordability.
Yeah.
To create that desire, then when they're on the website, the reviews on the site and also the reviews on the Facebook page. So they might not be on the site yet, but if they are on the site, it's the reviews on the site. And if they're not, it's on the Facebook page. And then photos of the product package and photos customers' constructs. That's obviously like the builds and whatnot and what their children have made. And then to perform the action, I said a website needs to be constant with the branding and give consumers that plenty of options so that they have that freedom and they feel like they're in control. And email marketing in terms of coupons being sent out, getting them to perform that action. And there's finally making most out of the customer in terms of loyalty, in terms of competitions. We have like set themes every month, so build up this maybe a pirate theme and you get kind of a discount on the site, or you'll get like a free Lego set to build up that trust and also build up kind of that interaction and encouraging reviews as well, making sure that word of mouth is there because that's obviously one of the strongest driving forces as such.
Brilliant. Love this, David. I mean, one of the things you might want to think about is some kind of, obviously, and this goes to everybody, the funnel doesn't stop at the loyalty stage, does it? It continues to build because when people buy from us, we hope they're going to come back again and again and again, don't we? Yeah. So we've got to think about how we consistently keep this going. So as you said there, for the loyalty, we're going to get competitions, encourage reviews. We may even think about some loyalty program or some membership or some kind of club that people can buy into. And as you say, if they introduce friends. I was reading yesterday about Dropbox. When Dropbox first launched, it did a referral program. So everybody you introduced to Dropbox, it give you more, more size, more sphere what you could put in your Dropbox. So that kind of referral program is really important. If you can give somebody something for referring a friend or a contact, whatever, really, really powerful kind of marketing. So have a think about, is that something that you could potentially do? That's something you could offer. Thanks, David, for sharing that. One other thing I'll say is just on Facebook there. I think I've mentioned this before, the Facebook Pixel. The Facebook Pixel is a piece of code. When you set up a page in Facebook, you can get a Facebook Pixel. It's basically a piece of code that you then drop into the back of your website. What happens is that Facebook watches who goes to your website, checks out if those people are Facebook users, and starts to build an audience. So when you come to advertise by your Facebook, you can pick that pixel audience. Do you understand that? So basically, Facebook's watching what type of people go to your website. It's then logging that data, and then you can actually use that data to advertise to. And that's a really effective method. So again, when it comes to your website, think about Facebook Pixel and how you can implicate that in there. Okay. Kevin, tell me about your funnel, sir.
Well, I'm in perhaps a little bit more of a fortunate position in that we had a business previously which has some of the same sort of customers, and as a result, we have an Instagram account that sort of it's still only quite small, but it's got 1,300 followers on it, who we know are the kind of target audience that we're looking for.
Yeah.
So it gives us a bit of a head start, and like you say, we could use some tools like referral offers and things like that to try and expand that. But also, I think as we post the stories, that hopefully as we get likes on the products and the stories, that people will then see that and it'll escalate, albeit slowly. But it's been good because we've used that as a sort of tool to understand from the past what works and what doesn't work as well. So we know how the metrics work. We know how to define particular target audiences and things like that. So so that'll be the first port of call, and then obviously building Pinterest and things as well to support that as well.
Cool. Okay. Good stuff. Lucy, tell me about your marketing sales.
So in terms of the marketing funnel, I've done a little bit of work on it, but not much. But at the moment, it's kind of trying to establish the business and make it recognizable and kind of stick to a set theme. And what we'd ideally want to use is we're using a lot of free social media tools to try and get it out. But we're looking into like things like Google Business and stuff like that to try and make sure that it's more like searchable on a web browser, if that makes sense.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. I mean, one of the things you can do, obviously we can talk about this more when we meet, stuff like ebooks and giveaways. I do a lot of that in my own business where you'll give away an ebook because in return you're collecting email addresses. So on my website, I think I've got 2 at the moment. One is about how to write your marketing strategy. The other one is how to manage your LinkedIn profile. And literally you can download those from my website in return for your email. That email then goes on my mailing list and I can then mail out. So I mail out once a week at the moment. And we can build that kind of that rapport, get people educated on what we do. But these are really powerful, for that kind of thing. Business to business, good for business to business. Okay, good stuff. Thank you. I'm going to quickly shoot over to Zane. Are you still there, Zane?
Yeah.
Fab. Tell me about your funnel. Have you thought about how you're going to launch your product and how you're going to get people?
So my funnel, I'll be honest, I've not really thought of it like in depth of like David and Lucy have, but like I mean the first one obviously for me, it's actually like launching the product and obviously the website. But for me, it's going to be family and friends because like I spoke to Jason about this. He said like the first product you bring out is going to go to them first of all because that's your audience. Like you've not built an audience yet, so the best thing you can do is promote it on them, even if because your friends and family, of course. Yes, they're going to love the product, but he said sometimes you need that boost. So from that, it could expand. But I've not really thought of it, and something that I do need to think of, especially if I'm going to launch soon.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, I think for you, it's about building that community as well. We talked about this when Jason was here, and that whole kind of concept of being wary of all those people who are into their high fashion brands. The great thing about your product is it's literally aimed at you. So you know how you tick, you know what excites you, what you like watching. So for that, it's kind of like, right, think as you would think, what kind of things would get me excited about a new brand on the market? How would that launch? What was that, sorry?
Very personal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing as well is that there's yourself and probably Alan and to some extent Lucy as well. Their brand is as much about you as it is about your business. Does that make sense? So it's all about your personal brand as well. People buy from people, and with you guys, you're kind of at the front of that shop window, if you like. So in that respect, it's about you building your profile online with your own social media, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, and obviously LinkedIn. I'm hoping that all of us here have got a LinkedIn profile because for me, LinkedIn is a power machine at the moment and there's some good leads on there. But yeah, so great. Okay. Just looking around the room, who else have we got? I think, I'm not going to ask Michael or Josh because I'm conscious at the moment you guys are still in that planning stage. And to say what does your funnel look like when you haven't even got your product is a bit tricky. But having said that, I am assuming one of the things you could be doing, both of you, is identifying some of those decision makers who may buy your product in bulk. Yeah? So we've talked about this before, some of those business to business people. So for example, Michael, you've got a product that potentially if you can get into a store somewhere on somebody else's site, or likewise, in some retail outlet, or whatever that look like, is it worth speaking to some of those people and just seeing is there an opportunity to get your product in there? Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Or even, it's kind of like looking at those influencers, but also those opportunities to get your market out there as well, to get your product out there. And likewise, Josh, getting in touch with some of those business to business people now saying, hey, this is coming, this is happening. Would you be interested if I got a prototype, or would you be interested if I came down when it was launched and had a chat? So for me, what I say to everybody is, Don't wait until everything's done, then think, right, I'm going to launch my business now. You need to start doing that groundwork now. Start getting that interest. Start knocking on some doors now. Start raising that social media profile. There is nothing wrong in saying this is coming soon. This is going to happen soon. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But build that excitement, that interest up now. Sometimes it actually works in your favor because by the time you do launch, people are so excited, anticipating what's going to come. Yeah, they're ready for you. So for me, it's about start building that audience, start building that network now. Don't think that I've got to get everything else in place first, like my glossy website, my glossy product or service, and then launch. Because trust me, it doesn't work like that. Start the work now. Okay? Good stuff, good stuff. So I suppose what I'd like to do as we work ahead is if we can start and get some of those funnels in place and start thinking about what that looks like, that'd be brilliant, please. Because the next couple of weeks, we're going to start looking at actual different types of marketing tools and channels that we can use for our business. How are we all doing with our websites? Lucy? I'm just looking across my screen here, by the way. I'm not picking on you. Lucy, how are you doing? Have you got a website? Yeah?
Yeah, I've got my website. I have added, because I'm working with a student who's not on this course. He's called John White, and he's doing a marketing course, and he wants my business to do some stuff for him for his module. In return, I'll get a testimonial to go on there. So I've added him as one of the clients that's on there, and I'm just kind of waiting until tomorrow because I'm meeting up with him tomorrow, and I'm going to show him what I've done for him, and it's going to be part of his business plan, and he's going to give me a testimonial that I can put on there. So it's just kind of updating it and making sure that it's a bit less corporate. That's the only problem with my business, is trying to make it a little bit more friendly and more recognizable as something that I do, and it's not just something that, you know, is just a bit boring. Because like I said, people buy from people, and I think it needs to have a bit more character around it. But we'll talk about that this afternoon.
Yeah, cool, absolutely. I mean, there's a good point that Lucy just raised there. You know, can we call in some favors? Can we do a like for like? You know, can I do some for you? Do some for me? Really, really important. Don't always class marketing as that I've got to spend money on this. Just try and get as much out of it as we can. Are there people in the university that you can work with that can help you, you know, on getting your business off the ground and making things happen? Okay. I'm going to go. Zane, just, have you got a website, or are you purely social media?
No, I have made a one on Wix. Obviously, I said on the pitch, I bought the domain name, if you remember, of my brand. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Obviously, I said I spoke to Jason about that yesterday as well. But I just need tweaking a few things. So I made it in July, like last year. So it is quite old kind of thing. But the stuff that's on there, like the about us page and stuff like that, I've got that written. I just need like products, pictures of products. And we were speaking about like, how you can do like Photoshop these days with just a plain white background, and then obviously someone wearing it, and then getting people at the uni, if I could get someone who does photography and stuff like that. So we spoke about that. But yeah, I've got a basis, and so yeah, I will definitely be using a website.
There is a free tool. Let me give you this, guys, that I use for knocking up mock-ups. There's a free tool called placeit.net. I'll put it in the group chat now. And placeit.net allows us to make mock-ups of anything. I'll put it in the chat so you've got it. There we are. Yeah, have a look at that. I use it for putting graphics on computer screens and stuff, but you can use it for all sorts of things. But like, I'm sure that there's definitely T-shirts on there where you can just drop a logo in. It's a cut-out T-shirt. And absolutely, you know, you can create product. There's all sorts of merchandise, actually. That's Placeit. There was something else I was going to share with you as well. Yeah, as students, I can't find it at the moment, but because you're all students of Teesside University, you do get access to the Adobe Creative Suite. Now there's a program called Spark. Spark enables you to create really quick videos. It also enables you to create like web pages. and it's dead easy to use. It's literally a drag and drop interface, but it's called Adobe Spark. And I'm almost sure you can use your university login, your student login, to get access to it. I'm teaching another module at the moment, and all the students in that module have access to it. So there's a video maker in there. You can make a web page in there. They've actually got some 3D tools as well as you may be able to get all of Photoshop as well. You know what I mean? So again, this is what I'm getting at. You need to find these free tools. You've got so much you can access via the university for this. Please don't be buying anything unless you really need it. See what you can get first through your student account, because we are now an Adobe creative organization. So there's loads of stuff you can access there. But have a look at Spark. Great if you want to create little information videos or promo videos. And it's dead easy to use. It's literally like creating a PowerPoint. You're just dragging and dropping stuff onto slides. You can also record a voiceover as well, and you can put music in. It's dead simple to use. So, you know, if you want to do I'm a big believer in having a video on your homepage, because some people love reading stuff. Other people don't want to read. They just want to watch stuff. So for me, if you are ticking both of those boxes, you know, you're making it inclusive for everybody. So have a look at those.
See, I'm paying for Photoshop at the moment, so like obviously it's quite. I know it's with the whole package, and like it's like come to like even as a student, it's come to like £16 a month. With where if I can get it for free, obviously I'd rather get it free for the uni, but I just didn't know you could do that.
Just check it out. I'm almost sure you can get access to Photoshop and Illustrator.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
don't quote me in court, but I'm almost sure you can. I'm almost sure I know you can definitely access the Spark, but I'm almost sure that as part of the Adobe. If not, you can definitely access it through the uni. Definitely, even if you can't get it, you can definitely get. I'm sure. So yeah, have a look into that. I mean, there's a load of tools through Adobe anyway.
Yeah,
you can use. And the other thing I'll say to you is, in terms of software and stuff, I shared a link on the Facebook group about 2 or 3 weeks ago for a site called AppSumo. Don't know whether you've seen this. Let me see if I can find you a link. I'll drop it in the chat again. AppSumo is a great business. Again, this is a young guy who wanted to get new software out into the market at a very cheap rate. So what he did was set this marketplace up. Have a look on there. There's loads of freebies, but most of the software on there is around about $48, $58. So it's not much anywhere. But that's it. There's loads of freebies on there. There's stuff about set up a business. It's a great site. And if you get a chance to get the guy, I forgot what he's called now. But have a look at his back record of how he grew this business. He started off back in the early 2000s by his first business was selling beef jerky. And what he did was he went to a company who manufactured it, and he said, look, how much do I need to buy from you to get it at a good price, a good rate? And they give him a quote. And what he did was he set one page, sales page, and he sold it. He had no product. He just sold it and told everybody, with whatever money I make, that's the deal I can get for you. And that's what he did. So he didn't go to market, he just had a page, promotion page. How many buyers I get on here will then dictate how much I can get a price for this beef jerky. And that's what he did. Took the money and then transformed it out again. So you don't necessarily have to start with a product as such. You can start selling straight away as long as you let people know that, obviously, you know, and if you think about this, what crowdfunding is about and so forth. Okay, so have a look at AppSumo, have a look at Place It as well, and if I come across any more tools, please keep looking into the Facebook group, because I do keep putting stuff in there. You know, I think I put something on this week about how to upgrade your website and stuff, so please have a look at that as well. All right, okay. I think that's about it for today. Are you still there, Lizzie?
I am.
Hey. Is there anything I've missed?
No, I don't think so.
I think that's pretty much everything, isn't it?
Yeah. As long as like everyone's seeing their mentors and things like that, that's all I would do. But like, I think everybody has, apart from perhaps yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. Everybody will be
I
seeing
don't mean like that. Just, yeah, I
this
think
time.
I know Steve's seen his and I've seen mine, and yeah, but I can't think there's anything else that we need to talk about.
Good stuff. Okay. Does anybody else want to talk about anything? Anything you want to raise while we're here?
Simon, you mentioned before about LinkedIn, and Steve recommended that to me as a sort of out of the box kind of marketing idea. The problem I've got is obviously I've got a professional career at the moment as well, and I don't want to tie the two in together. Can I set up a business account without not linked to my personal one, or does it have to be linked? Do you know?
No, you can set up a company page in LinkedIn.
Right.
Everything runs off your personal profile. It's kind of the same way that Facebook works. You need a personal profile to set up a company page.
Yeah.
But you can have a personal profile that then has a different company page. So as long as you mention that enterprise within your profile,
Yeah.
you can have a separate company page if you want. Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, you could look at that. I mean, for me, the beauty of LinkedIn, and no, I'm not getting paid commission, even though I should be. The beauty of LinkedIn is you have direct access to thousands, millions of decision makers. Yeah, so unlike Facebook, where you've got a mix of people, the majority of people on LinkedIn, I think the stats tell us that they're over 35 years old. 60% are in higher management positions. You know what I mean? So you get access to this kind of entrepreneurial market. Even if it's not to sell stuff on there, it's obviously to grow that network of influencers, people who can help you. You know, for me, it's a must for anybody who's running the business. Get yourself a LinkedIn profile on there. It's a great research tool as well. Imagine if you're trying to get in touch with, I don't know, think of you, David. You're trying to get in touch with somebody within Lego, say, yeah? I bet they're on LinkedIn. I bet there's a profile on there for somebody who is the buyer or the seller, whatever it is, yeah? This is the beauty of LinkedIn. We can do all this research. And remember, the more your business takes off and the more it flourishes, which it's going to, people are going to start looking at the person behind that business. Yeah? And as I keep saying, people buy from people. So this is as much about your own promotion as it is about your business promotion as well. So for me, get yourselves onto LinkedIn. Great career tool as well, of course. Great for finding jobs out and connecting with people. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Anything else, guys?
Simon, you know the grants, has that been sorted yet? Do you know what's happening with that?
The funding from this?
Yeah, from this, yeah.
No.
Okay, so we probably need to chat about that at some point.
Yes. In fact, if you hang on the line, I was going to have a chat with you about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, nothing yet. No. Yeah, we will be awarding some more funding from the pitches last week, guys, just so you know. Just got to sort out some loose ends first.
Yeah.
Any more for any more? Are we all happy? I see some very kind of nervous looking faces. Michael, give me a smile. That's more like it. Sometimes it's just, yeah, I look across the screen and some of you look really, really petrified. Like, oh no, what have I said? I need to infuse these people. This is all good. I'll say this to you, and I'll say this every time, right? Think back to where you were 9 weeks ago to where you are now. Even if it's the littlest of progress you've made progress. Simple as that. Yeah? Keep thinking that back. Look how much you've made. Look how much. Starting a business is not easy. If it was, we'd all be doing it, wouldn't we? The whole world would be doing it. We'd all be entrepreneurs. Yeah? So it's not easy. Yeah? Okay, so we're back together again next week. We're going to do our round table. And in the meantime, please catch up with your mentors. If you have any major concerns or worries, obviously you can email me and Lizzie. If not, have a fabulous week. Lucy, I will see you at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you free now, Lucy?
I am, yeah.
Right, okay, I'll tell you what then. I'm going to have a chat with Lizzie first, and then I'll drop you a message. And if you're about, we can meet up then. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's fine, no problem.
Good stuff. Okay, guys. Good to see you all. This has been recorded, so it'll appear in the chat. And I'll see you all again next week. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.